Hi, everyone. Welcome to another story time with Miss Nana. I'm so excited that you decided to join me on an adventure through a book. We're going to get started, but before we do, there's some things we need to take care of. Do you know what those things are? Let me see your brain. Bring your head down. Let me see it. Analyzing the data. Bring your head down. Let me just make sure that I'm seeing the right thing. Wow. Do you know what your brain data says? Your brain data says you are brilliant. But not only are you brilliant, you are amazing. So you know what I need you to do? I need you to take your amazing hands, put them to your amazing ears, and turn your ears on. Now, I need you to turn your ears all the way up to maximum capacity. Here we go. All right, friends, if your ears have been turned all the way up to maximum capacity, you should be able to hear me whisper, 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 whisper. Now get louder, get louder, get louder and louder and louder. All right, friends, I need to see those amazing hands again. Hello, hand. Hello, hand. Here we go. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Place them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, crawl them, creep them, crawl them. Right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open up your little eyes. No. Open up your little mouth, but do not let them in. Hello, 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 and how are you? How are you? I'm fine, I'm fine. And I hope that you are too. Spanish. Hola, 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 ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien, estoy bien. Y espero tú también. Yay! All right, friends, we have a really cool book. And I just want to let you know that this book is long. So, Miss Nana is not going to be upset, not one single bit, if this book is too long for you, if it starts to bother you because it's too long or whatever. So I understand this is a very long book, but it's a very highly requested. Requested means that a lot of people asked me to do this. So to request means to ask. A lot of people asked me to read this book, and so I finally have it, and so I'm going to read it. So for all of you all who may feel that the book is too long, I promise I understand. But for everyone else, we're going to dive right in. And I got a cool book. I got a cool book to read. Hey, hey, come on and join me. Come join the adventure with me. I got a cool book. I got a cool book to read. Hey, hey, come on and join me. Come join the adventure with me. All right, friends, here we go. Horton hears a who. Who, as in, who are you? Who are they? Horton hears a who. By Dr. Seuss. Hey, what kind of animal is Horton? Is he a butterfly? Is he a whale? Nope. Is he a monkey? No. He's an elephant. See his trunk? Let's see your elephant trunks. Hold your arms out. Let's see your arms and your hands. Go. It's my elephant sound. So here we go. Horton hears a who. Here we go, friends. On the 15th of May, in the jungle of Newell, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton the elephant heard a small noise. Oh, he's splashing, enjoying the water. See the water coming out of his trunk and hitting his head. Pretty cool. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton. There's no one around. Then he heard it again, just a very faint yelp, as if some tiny person were calling for help. I'll help you, said Horton. But who are you? Where? He looked and he looked. He couldn't see nothing there but a small speck of dust blowing past through the air. Can you find a small speck of dust? Ooh, there it is. Uh-oh, I think I'm skipping a page. Here we go. I say, murmured Horton, I've never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is able to yell. So you know what I think? Why, I think that there must be someone on top of that small speck of dust. Some sort of creature of very small size, too small to be seen by an elephant's eyes. Do you see the small speck again? Look closely. Some poor little person who's shaking with fear that he'll blow in the pool. He has no way to steer. I'll just have to save him because after all, a person's a person, no matter how small. Look, there's someone on that speck of dust. Uh-oh, let's find out what happens. So, gently and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk through the air. So his trunk is his nose. Let's stretch our trunks through the air. And he lifted the dust speck and carried it over and placed it down safe on a very soft clover. Humph, humphed a voice. 'Twas a sour kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, humph, too. Why, that speck is as small as the head of a pin. A person on that, why, there never has been. Oh, that kangaroo doesn't seem very nice. There's the kangaroo and the baby kangaroo in her pouch. Believe me, said Horton, I tell you sincerely, my ears are quite keen, which means they're able to really pick up on things. They're quite keen, so they can hear very well. My ears are quite keen, and I heard him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, quite likely there's 2, even 3, even 4, quite likely. A family for all that we know. A family with children just starting to grow. So please, Horton said, as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just please let them be. So he thinks that there may be a family on that speck of dust. You see the family? This is the speck of dust, and this is the family. Is Horton right? Is there a family on the speck of dust? Let's find out, friends. I think you're a fool, laughed the sour kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, me too. You're the biggest blamed fool in the jungle of Noor. And the kangaroos plunged in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing, the elephant frowned. I can't let my very small persons get drowned. I've got to protect them. I'm bigger than they. So he plucked up the clover and hustled away. When they say hustled away, that means he got away very quickly. So he grabbed the clover. He's going to protect them. Through the high jungle treetops, the news quickly spread. He talks to a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him with that speck on that flower. And Horton walked worrying almost an hour. Should I put this speck down? Horton thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't. After all, a person's a person, no matter how small. So everyone is laughing at him because he's talking to a speck of dust that seems a little crazy, but it's not nice for them to call him names, right? No way. Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint he could just barely hear it. "Speak up, please," said Horton. He put his ear near it. Shh, everybody, shh, listen. "My friend," came the voice. "You're a very fine friend. You've helped us, all of us folks, on this dust speck to no end. You've saved all our houses, our ceilings and floors. You've saved all our churches and grocery stores." Oh, see, he's listening to the speck of dust in his ears. "You mean," Horton gasped, "you have buildings there too?" "Oh, yes," piped the voice. "We most certainly do." "I know," called the voice. "I'm too small to be seen, but I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Our buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us who aren't big, they are wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, for I am a Who. And we Whos are all thankful and grateful to you." And Horton called back to the mayor of the town, "You're safe now. Don't worry. I won't let you down." Wow, look at all those Whos on that speck of dust. See them? Look closely. They're playing games. I think that's badminton. Wow. But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Wickersham brothers came shouting, "What rot! The elephant's talking to Whos or who are not. They aren't any Whos and they don't have a mayor. And we're going to stop all this nonsense. So there." Ha ha. You see them climbing up Horton's neck? They are not very nice monkeys. No way. They snatched Horton's clover. They carried it off to a black-bottomed eagle called Vladikoff, a mighty strong eagle of very swift wing. And they said, "Will you kindly get rid of this thing?" And before the poor elephant even could speak, the eagle flew off with the flower in its beak. See the black-bottomed eagle and the monkey giving it to him? They are not very kind. You see Horton trying to get to them? He's terrified. No. All that late afternoon and far into the night, that black-bottomed bird flapped his wings in fast flight, while Horton chased him. Chased after with groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged, "Please, please, don't harm all my little folks who have as much right to live as us bigger folks do." But far, far beyond him, that eagle kept flapping, and over his shoulder called back, "Quit yapping. I'll fly in the night through. I'm a bird. I don't mind it, and I'll hide this tomorrow. Well, you'll never find him." Oh no, it's dark. And the birds fly in. Look at Horton climbing those mountains, trying to get to that speck. And look at that bird with the clover in his mouth. It's not a very nice bird. And at precisely 6:56 the next morning, he did it. It sure was a terrible place that he hid it. He let that small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of clovers 100 miles wide, of Find that, sneered the bird, but I think you will fail. And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail. Oh no, you see? He dropped that clover in that big old field of clovers. I'll find it, cried Horton. I'll find it or bust. I shall find my friends on my small speck of dust, and clover by clover by clover with care, he picked up and searched them and called, are you there? But clover by clover by clover, he found that the one that he sought for was just not around. And by noon, poor old Horton, more dead than alive, had picked, searched, and piled up 9,005. Whoa. Look at that. It's a lot to count. Then, on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3 millionth flower. What? My friends, cried the elephant, tell me, do tell. Are you safe? Are you sound? Are you whole? Are you well? He wants to know if they're okay. He found them, though. Are they okay? Let's find out. From down on the speck came the voice of the mayor. We've really had trouble, much more than our share. When that black-bottomed birdie let go and we dropped, we landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken. Our rocking chairs smashed. Our bicycle tires all blew up when we crashed. So Horton, please, pleaded the voice of the mayor, will you stick by us who's while we're making repairs? Of course, Horton answered. Of course I will stick. I'll stick by you small folks through thin and through thick. Look at what happened. The clock stopped working. What else happened? Teapots were broken. And now they're cleaning up. They're fixing everything. Humphed a voice. For almost 2 days, you've run wild and insisted on chatting with persons who've never existed. Such carryings on in our peaceable jungle. We've had quite enough of your bellowing bungle. And I'm here to state, snapped the big kangaroo, that your silly nonsensical game is all through. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, me too. Uh-oh, she's up to something. That mean kangaroo is up to something not so nice. With the help of the Wickersham brothers and dozens of Wickersham uncles and Wickersham cousins and Wickersham in-laws, whose help I've engaged, you're going to be roped and you're going to be caged. And as for your dust speck, that we shall boil in a hot steaming kettle of bezel nut oil. Boil it, gasped Horton. Oh, that you can't do. It's all full of persons. They'll prove it to you. Uh-oh. You see, they got the oil getting ready to be boiled. They got the rope trying to get Horton. And now Horton says that the who's are going to prove that they are people. Mr. Mayor, Horton called. Mr. Mayor, you've got to prove now that you really are there. So call a big meeting. Get everyone out. Everyone who holler. Make every who holler. Make every who shout. Make every who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up in a bezel nut stew. Oh no, we don't want that to happen. Let's find out what's going to happen. And down on the dust speck, the scared little mayor quick called a big meeting in the Whoville town square. And his people cried loudly. They cried out in fear. We are here! We are here! We are here! We are here! They've all come together to yell. and say that they are there. The elephant smiled. That was clear as a bell. You kangaroos surely heard that very well. All I heard, snapped the kangaroo, was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through the far distant trees. I heard no small voices. And you didn't either. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, me neither. She's not listening very well. Grab him, they shouted, and cage the big dope. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knots tight so he'll never shake loose. Then dunk that dumb speck in the bezel nut juice. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Horton fought back with great vigor and vim. No, no. But the Wickersham gang was too many for him. They beat him, they mauled him, they started to haul him into this cage, but he managed to call to the mayor, don't give up. I believe in you all. A person's a person, no matter how small, and you very small persons will not have to die if you make yourselves heard. So come on now, try. So they're pulling Horton into the cage. They've lassoed him, meaning they wrapped rope. They did this thing and got him. And now he's still trying to talk to the speck, telling them to yell. The mayor grabbed a tom-tom. He started to smack it. And all over Whoville, they whooped up a racket. They rattled tin cans. They beat on brass pans, on garbage pail tops, and old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots, toot toot, on clarinets, old opas and bompas and flutes. Oh my goodness, they're making all that noise. They got all types of instruments. You see the instruments. Look, the mayor's beating the tom-tom, which is a drum. Great gusts of loud racket rang through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky. And the mayor called up through the howling and hullabaloo. Hey, Horton, how's this? Is our sound coming through? And Horton called back, I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't as strong quite as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all your boys are doing their best? Are they all making noise? Are you sure every who down in Whoville is working? Quick, look through your town. Is there anyone shirking? Uh-oh. Meaning, is there anyone not doing it? Because no one can really hear it. Through the town rushed the mayor, from the east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seemed to be yapping and yipping. Everyone seemed to be beeping and bipping, but it wasn't enough. All this ruckus and roar, he had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building. He searched floor to floor. Is anyone there? Is everyone doing their part? Oh my goodness, help, help, we need your help. Anyone there? We need your help. You see the mayor? Anyone there? We need your help, 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 help. And just as he felt he was getting nowhere and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through a door, and that mayor discovered one shrieker quite hidden away in the Fairfax Apartments, apartment 12J. A very small shrieker named JoJo was just standing and bouncing the yo-yo. Not making a sound, not a yip, not a chirp. And the mayor rushed inside and grabbed this young twerp. Come on! You see him? Can you find him? There he is. and he climbed with the lad up the Eiffelberg Tower. This, cried the mayor, is your town's darkest hour. The time for all who have blood that is red to come to the aid of their country, he said. We've got to make noise in greatest amounts. So open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts. Thus he spoke as he climbed. When they got to the top, the lad cleared his throat and shouted, Yup! You see him? He's up there, he's yelling, Yup! And that yop, that one small extra yop, put it over. Finally, at last, from that speck on that clover, their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean, and the elephant smiled. Do you see what I mean? They've proved they are persons, no matter how small, and their whole world was saved by the smallest of all. How true, yes, how true, said the big kangaroo. And from now on, you know what I'm planning to do? From now on, I'm going to protect them with you. And the young kangaroo in her pouch, see, he heard him, or she heard him. Look, there, they all heard it. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, Me too. From sun in the summer, from the rain when it's fallish, I'm going to protect them, no matter how smallish. And look, he's got an umbrella over the speck of dust where the who live. And that's the end, my friends. Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss. Thank you so much for reading that very long story with me. If you got this far, I am excited for you. If you didn't, well, you can always come back and finish listening to it later, and I'm excited for you too. All right, friends, it's time to say goodbye, but I'll see you next time. It is time to say goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Time to say goodbye. I'll see you next time. It's time to say goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. I'll see you next time. All right, friends, I want you to take your brilliant brains and go explore in a book. Bye.